My iPhone XS camera lens cracked, and I didn't expect Apple to respond this way. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Christian Taylor, and today I have an absolutely crazy story to tell you about my iPhone. So yesterday I'm just going about my day. I'm just taking the dog outside for a walk. I come inside, I pull my iPhone out of my pocket backwards. Sometimes I happen to do that. And I look at the back of my iPhone, and my heart just sinks. You see, the back of my iPhone camera is completely shattered. So I thought, fantastic. I must have dropped it, not realized it. Somehow I've managed to crack my iPhone camera lens. There is no way I'm paying Apple's absurd $550 repair fee, which they would be replacing the device, by the way. So I'm just gonna have to suck it up, and I'm gonna be that loser who's walking around with a $1,000 iPhone and a cracked camera lens. But then I got to thinking, wait a minute, I don't remember dropping my iPhone yesterday. And believe me, I remember when I dropped my phone because it's painful. My heart sinks every time I drop it, and I wonder if I'm gonna pick it up and it's gonna be damaged, and I make sure I assess it after each drop. So I'm confident I did not drop my iPhone, and I further assessed the damage and noticed there's absolutely no scuffing on the case, and there's not a scratch on the metal ring that surrounds the camera. I'm pretty sure if a rock or something hit it, the metal ring would be scratched up, the flash module would probably have some dents on it, and all sorts of stuff. But still, I cannot explain how my camera lens cracked. So I decided to Google it, and I saw a forum post of user after user with both the iPhone X and the iPhone XS saying their camera lens cracked, they can't explain how, and it was in the exact same manner as my camera lens. It was cracked in almost a C shape, either to the left or the right of the flash module. So I thought, there's got to be something to this. There were even articles from 9to5Mac and BGR about how this is a semi-widespread issue that no one is able to explain. People theorize that maybe it's due to climate change. If you live in a place where the weather goes from hot to cold a lot, that just shocks the glass and it gets brittle and cracks. I do live in a place where the weather is constantly changing, and some people theorize that it's just bad quality control, and some of the glass is more brittle than other units and it just cracks. No matter what it is, it became clear to me that this was a product defect. But based on the bunches of replies I saw on the forums, I figured I was screwed. Apple was not going to replace it, no way they were going to admit that it was a mistake, and I was just stuck with it. I was going to have to accept the fact that I was going to have a broken camera lens. But before I did a rant at Apple, I had to be fair and I had to call them and give them a shot. So I call them up, and the first person answers is at AppleCare. She confirms my story about my camera lens cracking and the fact that I claim to have not dropped it, and she goes, "You have AppleCare, right?" I said, no. So she goes, "Oh, wrong department, let me transfer you." The guy who picks up next was very interesting. You see, she sent me to customer relations. And this guy answered basically saying, "Look, I believe you, I'm going to try to help you, but I can't make any promises. Give me a minute to research this." So he puts me on hold and he looks in his database or whatever, and he picks back up and says, "Look, once again, I believe you, but my hands are tied. There is no official issue in our database of this being an official problem with the iPhone XS camera lens, so there's nothing I'm able to do, but would you like me to escalate you to the highest level of Apple support?" So I said, heck yeah, I would like you to. So he puts me on a brief hold, and then the senior customer relations supervisor picks up, who is supposedly the highest person at Apple support you are able to talk to on the phone. She explains that she understands where I'm coming from, and she totally understands that I did not drop the phone and the camera lens cracked. She asked me to basically make a statement of sorts. It was kind of weird. She wanted me to officially state what my story was on what happened and the damage and all that. So I very clearly explained that I pulled my phone out of my pocket, I did not drop it, my camera lens was cracked, and according to my research, I believe that there is a defect in the product and that Apple should replace it under warranty. I quoted the 9 to 5 Mac article as well as the forum posts I saw, and she asked to place me on hold. So this hold lasted about 5 minutes. She came back on and said she was still doing some research and placed me on another hold. So I didn't know what to expect. At this point, I'd been on the phone for 40 minutes. I thought, you know what? She's probably gonna tell me what the last guy said, and I'm just gonna be stuck with this broken camera. So she comes back on, and she basically tells me that while Apple is not admitting that this is an issue, and while she is not saying that Apple is recognizing this as a defect, because of the articles I presented and because of the good evidence I provided her, she was going to make a one-time exception as a courtesy and go ahead and replace my phone free of charge. I was like, what? Like, Apple's replacing the entire phone? And she goes, yeah, in fact, I'd like to give you the express replacement free of charge. We're gonna send you a brand new phone with 2-day shipping. Once you get it, you just place your old phone in the box and ship it back. It's all taken care of. So I was so pleased to see that Apple was gonna be replacing it. I really loved how they handled this whole situation. She even made it clear that I was a very valued customer to Apple and they certainly didn't want to lose me, and they wanted to resolve this and make it right. First of all, Apple has phenomenal support. I have never seen a company with such high quality support and valuing their customers. The same exact thing happened when my Apple Watch bricked. I was sent a brand new one in the mail, no questions asked, everything went very smoothly. So I have enough evidence at this point to really feel comfortable with Apple and to say, I'm not leaving Apple anytime soon. I have been treated like trash with other companies, Samsung, Google, the list goes on. But Apple has treated me as a valued customer with superior customer service. Now, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. It did certainly bother me that they're not admitting this is an issue. There are enough posts on the forum that they should go ahead and start up a replacement program for anyone who has a cracked camera lens in that C-shaped matter and no clear evidence of damage or drops. They really should be replacing these people's iPhones. There were people on the forums who said they bought an iPhone XS and 3 days later the lens was cracked and Apple refused to replace it. And I'm sure that your mileage may vary with the Apple support. I am sure that some people are not going to be as fortunate than I am, but I'm only able to report on the amazing support experience I was given. And let me tell you, it goes a long way to be honest, to be polite, but to also confidently present your facts to them and say, look, you are wrong and you need to make this right and own up to it. Now, of course, there's quality control issues all over the company. There's this whole bending iPad thing, but I, for one, don't see the problem. If you buy an iPad and it's bent out of the box, take it back. They're going to exchange it and they'll give you a new one until you get a straight unit. And if you find that it just bends and you didn't damage it after the fact, go ahead and treat it like I did, ask to talk to customer relations, and I am pretty confident they will replace your iPad for you. Now, is it unacceptable that these quality control issues exist? Yes, especially on products this expensive. It is unacceptable and Apple should have it down. However, let's remember that Apple products are not magical. Every product has defects. That's just how the world of hardware works, and the way you manage those defects is by excellent customer support, and that is what Apple showed to me last night and with the incident on my watch and countless other times. Look, Apple has got this support thing down so much you never have to repeat yourself. Did you know that you can chat with Apple at any time right in your Messages app? I am not kidding you. You can just ask to talk to a person, they connect you with a person right away, and if they decide that it is a matter that has to be dealt with over the phone, they call you instantly. You never wait on hold. A representative picks right up. They already know your name, they know your chat history, they know what you're calling about, and if they have to escalate the case higher up on the phone to a different person, that person knows what you're calling about and the next person knows what you're calling about. There's no repeating yourself. There's no having to wait on hold. It's just genuine care for their customers, and I am blown away by the level of support Apple has shown me. So what do you guys think? Is Apple customer support great, or have you had a different type of experience? I would love to know your experience in the comments down below. And if you like this video, do be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell, because I make videos on Apple products and mobile accessories, so it would be a blast to have you join me for the journey. And with that said, I will catch you guys next time.